webinar this morning. Just before we start, while we wait for the last few people to come in, if you just want to, in your message, the chat window, if you just want to type a quick message, let us know where you're from, and just if you can hear me as well, just to make sure that everybody is able to hear us. So just in the message window in the GoToWebinar dashboard, you should be able to type a message there and send it back to us all. And we'll just wait for the last few people to come in. All right, cool. So let's get started. What we want to chat to you guys about today is designing for SEO. So what we know is that all of our graphic designers can make things look really great and can be really designing websites that are effective for their clients from a design point of view. And then the feedback we're getting is that some of our partners are wanting some help with SEO, and it's kind of considered a little bit of a dark art. So we want to try and demystify a bunch of things and just show you how it's actually really easy to get good search results if you do the basics well. So today we're going to be looking at a bit of search engine optimization. Obviously, we're also going to be looking at blogging for business and a little bit of social media as well. So if you've got any questions throughout the webinar, feel free just to put them into the chat, and then Grant will be able to answer them. So Grant, one of the other Rocketspark team, he's there to answer your questions as well. Cool. So doing the basics well means that you'll get a really a good solid foundation to start from with your SEO. So here's an example that I've got of a client of ours who has done the basics really well. So they're a landscaper based in Hamilton, so a common search term would be Hamilton landscaping. You can see here, as you guys all know, these top four are ads, so they're paid for. They used to pay for ads, and then now they've realized they don't need to do that. As we scroll down further, we come into the Google My Business section, which we'll talk about in a little bit of time, and you can see here ground cover landscaping is at the top of that. And then as we come further down again, they've got the first organic listing, and then they're also in the yellow pages as well. So they've got that covered really nicely, and they haven't had any specialist SEO help. They've done it all themselves, and they've just done the basics really well. So it is really accessible to be able to do this yourself, and once you get those basics done, then it's pretty easy to rank well for specific search terms. So the first thing is you want to start with a really good technical foundation. Whatever system or website it's built on, to make sure it's got a good chance of ranking well, you want to make sure the code is nice and clean, really well written, that the websites are fast loading, the images are optimized for speed. So if you upload a 10 megabyte picture, you're going to have issues with it. So you need to make sure that they're all optimized, that they're mobile friendly as well, and other things like that they've got secure connections. And all of this stuff is taken care of with Rocketspark. So it's our job to make sure that you guys are got a system that works really well. So we take care of all that, and you've got that really good technical foundation to start from. We've got some good blog articles that kind of explain what we do if you want to get into some more technical things as well. So the second part as well is to make sure you choose the right phrases to rank for. And this is probably one of the harder bits of the SEO process. However, it doesn't need to be that difficult. So I've got some examples here of a fake client that we've set up, and we'll go into this in a little bit more detail. But for a bookkeeper who's based in Leuven, and their business name is Sparky Rocket, and then so these are some of the keywords they're wanting to be found for. Kapiti, bookkeeper, or Horowhenua, that's where they're based. NZBAI, so the New Zealand Bookkeepers Association. Xero certified potentially, the bookkeeper's name, so Deb Robbins, and then potentially some specialty areas that they might want to be involved in. So for example, if they're a bookkeeper specifically for tradies, potentially they'll do that. And these here, you can just brainstorm the types of things that people are searching, and often we find that people try to get a little bit too specific, or try to get a little bit too go for words that, you know, if maybe it's a doctor and the word health, as if someone's going to just search the word health and be looking for a doctor. But you want to be really specific about, if you were searching for this type of business, what are the words that you would be searching for. So just a brainstorm on a piece of paper will come up with a lot of really good ideas. Here's another client of ours, and they are a bed and breakfast. They're a luxury bed and breakfast. They're based in Te which is just outside Tauranga. And so when we did some SEO work with these guys, we wanted to just be really clear on that homepage about the keywords that we're searching, wanting people to search for. So luxury bed and breakfast, accommodation Te was a phrase, and obviously Tauranga accommodation as well. And so you can see as that main title, it's got those keywords in there. The other place you can look is there's actually a keyword planner inside Google AdWords, where you can see what keywords people are searching, and what how many people are searching a month, and all those sorts of things. So if you want to get a little bit more detailed, especially if you're in a competitive market, then using the AdWords keyword planner could be a good idea as well. So the third part is to actually target different keyword theme per page. So you'll find that Google can't necessarily get you indexed for every single word on one page. So what we suggest is about 3 keywords per page. So if we head to our example, to the Sparky Rocket bookkeeper in Leuven, the keywords we've decided to try and be found for here is Leuven, which is their location, bookkeeper, that's what they do, and then Sparky Rocket being the name of the business. And so you'll notice that, and we'll go through this in a little bit more detail in a minute, but you can see we've got Leuven bookkeeper in that main title. We've got Leuven and bookkeeping here as well. And we've got bookkeeping, and so the keywords are throughout that homepage, and I'll show you in a second as you scroll down later. There's Sparky Rocket is included in there as well. So targeting just a few keywords per page is a really good idea. It just makes it easier for Google to identify what that page is actually wanting to be found for. So the next thing is about adding your website metadata. So in a Google search, you'll see that there's this blue headline, and this is called your title tag. And then you've got this black content here, and that is your meta description, your description tag. And so all of these are really simple to add in a Rocketspark website. And we'll click through here and you can see where it is. So in the Get Found Online section, you've got your title tag here, and this title tag is written specifically for Google. So you can see we've got Leuven Bookkeepers, Xero Certified, GST Payroll, and then we've got the company name, Sparky Rocket, and that's going to be added to the right of this title tag. So that's what those are the 3 key phrases that we're wanting, and they're all in there. The description tag is more written for people. So this is kind of like a call to action. You want to be grabbing people's attention with this, but you still want those keyword phrases in there as well. And so we've also put in there the phone number, so that someone could just Google and then call straight away. They don't even need to get to the website. The keyword section is much less important than it used to be. And so you can just put in there all the keywords you're wanting to rank for, anything you'd like, and Google, it's one of their factors they look at, but it's not used as much. So, and then you can use it for each of the pages on your website. Go through and choose 2 or 3 keywords and phrases that you want to be found for each page. And obviously, you know, if it's the services page, you'll want the services as the keywords that you're targeting on those pages. If it's the products pages or a products landing page, you want to target the products and that sort of thing. So be specific to the page, but just choose 2 or 3 of those keywords that you want to be found for there. If you want to have a look at what that listing looks like, you can just click your example Google listing, and it then shows you what it's going to actually look like. Just a really small note, the kind of industry standard now is to use pipes, these ones here, and if you have a look on your keyboard, you'll find where that is. It's normally shift and reverse slash, so above the reverse slash there, and that's purely just a space thing. It separates them out, but it's just narrower than a dash or anything like that. So you normally break up your keyword phrases and things like that using the pipes. Cool, so that's adding the website metadata. And so the 5th thing is to ensure that your page has the keywords actually on it. And this is probably the biggest mistake that people make. So if we go into the editor now, and so here's our home page. And so what we want to do is make sure that the keywords are, that we're wanting to rank for are actually here. So let me edit this heading. And we're going to change this to be your within bookkeeper. Okay, and then this button here, instead of it just saying about us, we're going to change that to say about Sparky Rocket. And we'll save those changes. And so instantly we've got the extra keywords in there. Let me just change that button again. Cool. So we've instantly got those keywords on the home page straight away. As we've talked about before, we've got bookkeeping in here, we've got bookkeeping in here a few times, and live-in in here as well. As we keep coming down the page, the headings are really important. So the headings that we use and the buttons that we use. So here again, we've got see our services. If we change that, and let's change that to say see our bookkeeping services. And so now we've got the word bookkeeping again in another button. As we keep coming down, we've got the heading here that says your bookkeeping team. And then in this button, let's change that to say meet the Sparky Rocket team. And so we're just, and you'll notice we've got Sparky Rocket in here again, we've got the word live-in in here again, and so it's a matter of getting those keywords right throughout your content as much as possible. Text is just so critical to Google because it's the only thing that Google can actually read. It can't read images or anything like that. If we keep coming down, instead of what do clients say, we can change that to say what do clients say about Sparky Rocket. Okay, so we're just adding that in again. Things like these membership badges, that sort of thing, really good for building trust. So those are the kinds of things we can add there. And then in this, instead of just saying find us, we can say find Sparky Rocket in the heart of live-in. And so really easily, we've just got a lot more of those keywords into the headings and titles, into the buttons, and into the different parts of the website. So as we carry on, if we go back to the top now, you'll be able to see that we've got all of those keywords a number of times throughout the page, and that's just going to help Google identify what's this page about, what are those keywords we're trying to target, and make Google understand that those the keywords we're wanting to rank for. So the next thing is to make sure that your clients have set up a Google My Business page. So I've gone back to ground cover landscaping here, and what you can see is if someone searches for their business name, obviously here is their main listing. They've also, their contact us page comes up, their gallery page comes up as well, and then their yellow pages listing comes up. And then over here on the right, you've also got the Google My Business listing, and it's got a bunch of information there. It's got the address that can be hidden, so you don't, if it's a home business, you don't have to show the home address. If your phone number, obviously you want your business phone number in there. You can add business hours, all those sorts of things, and people can add reviews as well. You can add images and logos and all that sort of thing. And on mobile, this is even more important because it actually shows up, and with tap to call for phone, for website, for directions. So for mobile searches, it's really important. This is really easy to set up, and we've got a support guide on how to do that. Google will actually send you a postcard in the mail to verify who the business is. And it's something that you probably want to get your clients to set up rather than you setting them up, but you can actually do it for them if you need to. The key thing with this is just that you totally own page 1 for Google for your business name search. You want no kind of question that when someone Googles your business name, where they're going to end up and whose website they're going to end up on. Some businesses will even do a Google AdWord for their own business name, just to 100% guarantee that someone else isn't going to do that. So that Google My Business page is really important. Google will often set these up for you without people knowing. And so if you search the business name, it might already have it here, and under here it'll just say, is this your business? And then you can click on that and actually claim it. And I'd really suggest that you do that for all of your clients, or at least suggest to your clients that they do that themselves. Cool, so point 7 here, get relevant websites to link to your clients' websites. So a few years ago, backlinks were really, really important, and they are still important, but now they need to be quality links back to your website. It can't just be any kind of situation. It has to be a quality link in fields that are related to what your clients are doing. So for example, memberships and directories. So for example, if your client's a member of the Master Builders, Master Painters, the New Zealand Bookkeepers Association, all those sorts of things, getting a link from that back to their website, that's going to give it a tick of approval from Google's point of view. Potentially software providers, so for all of our partners that are bronze partners and above, we give them a directory listing on our website, and Xero does that for their partners as well, all those sorts of things, so getting a link back there. Social media accounts, so obviously making sure that on the Facebook account, their LinkedIn, their Instagram, whatever, there's a link to their website. That's really going to help. Potentially customers. There could be customers who are happy to be associated with your clients' businesses, and they might provide a link back. Suppliers, if there's a mutual benefit partnership there, you could get link backs. And then probably most importantly is just really great content, and we'll talk about that in a second when it comes to blogging. But if you're providing really great content to people, people are going to be sharing that on social media and on their own blogs and things like that, and then that's going to create link backs back to your website. Just the other day we got contacted from someone who wanted to use a blog article of ours on their blog, and which was great. So and that's a great link back for us. So there's lots of different ways to get those link backs, but they need to be real and sincere links rather than just anything that's spam or anything like that. So point 8 is encourage your clients to start a blog, and this is always difficult. Blogging can sometimes have a little bit of a bad reputation in that it might be your your friend who's traveling, or someone blogging about their cat, or the latest thing they've cooked, and so it kind of gets a bad reputation. But so few businesses are blogging, and so few are blogging really well. So it's really important, and it's becoming more important because Google just loves good content, and it loves fresh content as well. So what you want your clients to do is to actually write blogs about what potential clients are asking. So a really good place to start is, what are the top 10 questions that your clients ask you? And those are the things you should be blogging about. Here's an example for us. So we wrote a blog about the importance of a logo for your business. Obviously, as you guys know, people who are wanting logos designed are normally at the start of their business journey. And so for us, if they're wanting a logo design, they're then probably wanting a website. And you'll see that here, our blog article has been indexed, and it's about the importance of a logo. And we're getting you know, quite a bit of traffic, sometimes 150 views a month just from one of these blog articles of people who wouldn't have come to our website and they've searched for this, and now they're finding out about Rocketspark and what we do. This example here, the importance of a good About Us page, and we're at the top of this search result. And so again, people are clicking on this to find out, you know, they're wanting to find out About Us pages and why it's important, and then that's finding more traffic coming to Rocketspark. So these are the types of things, and these are the things that we got asked about a lot. Clients were asking us, why do I need a logo? You know, they'd come to us with something that wasn't good enough quality, and we'd tell them, and we thought, actually, let's write a blog article about this. And then others were saying, you know, how do I make my About Us page really good, and why do I need one who cares about who I am and what I do? Yeah, so that's how we can you can start driving more traffic, and then hopefully get more people sharing. So there's a few bonuses about blogging as well. It's a really efficient customer help. The number of times that we have customers contact us and they will ask us a question, we can give them a nice quick answer either on the phone or via email, and then say, but also if you check out this blog article, it's got really in-depth, and they might go and look at it, they might not, but it's helping efficiently to answer customer questions, which is great. Secondly, it shows your expertise. So we've found that when people come to our website or come to any website that's blogging really well, they'll see all of the blog articles, they'll be reading, go, man, these guys really know what they're talking about. They've thought through all the complexity or all the technical things, and they can explain it really well. That's the type of company I want to work with. So it's a really good way of showing your expertise. And the third thing is obviously getting links to your website. As that content gets shown all around the internet, you'll find that people will want to share it if it's really good, and that's where you get those link backs back to your website, which is really valuable. So if you want to have a look at our blog to get some ideas and things like that, or also just to see the really good content that we've been creating over the last few years, you can find that on our website, rocketspark.com/blog. And then the final part is obviously to spread the word, and that's where social media comes in really, really handy. This social media on Rocketspark, obviously you can connect up your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Google+. You can see here I've connected those up, and then that means that on the website people can link directly through to those, but then also on blog articles you've got these tweets, shares, likes, pins, all those sorts of things, and that's what you're wanting people to do as well, to share all of that information. And we won't go too much into social media at the moment. I know a lot of you work in social media and do your stuff yourself, but it does seem that Facebook and Instagram are the two biggest ones at the moment. LinkedIn is doing really well with professional services, yeah, probably the best thing for you guys is to start where your clients are most familiar with. So if they're Facebook users, get them to start there. If they use Instagram, that's a good place to start. But more importantly is probably where their audiences are. So who's the audience? Who are they trying to target? If that audience is on LinkedIn, great, that's probably where they want to go. If their audience is on Twitter, excellent, that's what they should be using. But spreading the word about your business, spreading the word with your good content, things like that, that's going to be really beneficial. So that was pretty much everything we wanted to cover today. If you've got any questions, then please let us know. I'm not sure that the chat's working, so if you've got a question, feel free to email it through to us, and we're happy to answer that for you. But also, when we finish the webinar, there's going to be an email that's sent to you just with a kind of a survey for you guys to fill out. We really appreciate any feedback about whether this was valuable, if there was key points that we rushed over that you want us to go over again. If you want to have a call with one of the partner managers in your area, then that's fine. Let us know and we can tee that up as well. But we just wanted to give you that really great overview of thinking about SEO as you're designing the website, rather than getting to the end and going, right, now let's SEO it. And it is possible to get really good search results. So yeah, Grant's just told me that the questions are working. So if you want to ask a question, feel free to flick it through, and Grant and I can answer them now as well. So feel free to to send them through, and we can go from there. So I can, Chantal was just asked about whether we can provide content. I'm happy to send through our notes and that sort of thing. I can also send you through this website that we've set up, which we've just scrolled through, so we can do that. And the other thing is we've recorded this, so we'll put it up on our partner Facebook group, and you can check it out there, share it with any of your other staff that was not here or not able to see it. So cool. Any other questions? So one of the questions here, does the user history affect search results they get? It will be the same for any user. Yeah, okay, so that's essentially looking at Google likes to remember other searches you've done and that sort of thing. So yeah, it does seem that when people search for something, and often you'll find business owners, they're often searching for their business, and so their business will get shown to them more readily than other businesses, and so they think they've got a really great search result, but then when a random person searches for them, it's not quite so good. So it always makes sense to jump into incognito mode or private mode when they're browsing and search that way, because that doesn't remember all of your history. And so that's important. Get other people to check as well. Things like that are really important. So make sure that you get them to check, or you check for them, or in an incognito mode, to make sure that it's not their browser remembering that they've searched for those sorts of things before. So Ollie's just asked about how important is alt text on images. So I suppose for the good thing about alt text, so essentially, if you're not sure what that is, alt text is the text that sits in behind an image, because Google can't read an image. So if you're wanting text to tell Google what the image is about, you can use alt text, and there's a really easy way to do that in Rocketspark. I'll quickly show you, just so that you know what we're talking about. So here's this image. If I click on the pencil and go into title text, there's also alt text here as well. Okay, alt text is really good, obviously, for Google image searches, and so if you've got a really visual product, then that's going to be helpful. To be honest, it's a little bit up in the air about how much difference it makes from a pure SEO point of view, but it can't hurt. So I definitely suggest that alt text on images would be a really good idea, especially in a competitive product market, if you've got product images. And so, yeah, I'd make sure that you're adding that into your images if you can. So, yeah, good question. Thanks for that, Ollie. Cool. Okay, any other questions coming through? Excellent. Hey, so thanks so much for your time. And just to kind of wrap up, it may seem, lots of the stuff may seem really simple, but if you get those basics done really well, it's going to really help your clients' Google search results. And that's the end. You know, we want websites that look really great, but we also want websites that rank really well and actually bring business in for clients. So yeah, make sure that you are doing those basics, thinking about what those keywords are, thinking about how many times you've actually got them in the text and on the page, and that will really help your clients' websites. Excellent. We'll put this up in the Facebook group if you want to rewatch anything, and I'll put a link in the Facebook group as well to the website that we've set up with all of this information on it, so you can kind of follow through that way as well. Excellent. Have a great day, and any questions, let us know. Thanks, team.